Our next game is number 18 Pittsburgh versus number 20 SMU at 8 p.m. The spread has SMU at -7.5, and the ESPN FPI, surprise, surprise, is in SMU's favor. SMU coming off a extremely close game in which, I don't think they won it. I think Duke lost it. I mean, 2 missed kicks, one being a block kick that would have sealed the game, ended the game, but you know what? It got blocked. They went into overtime, in which, yes, SMU scored pretty much immediately. I think it was immediately, actually. And Duke decided, you know what? We're going to do the same thing, but you know what? We're going to go for 2 instead of tying it and going into double overtime, and they failed. So, shocker. Anyways. If you need a little recap, there you go. Meanwhile, Pitt is coming off an absolute beatdown on Syracuse, winning 41-13, which, you know what, a lot of people are saying, it's Syracuse. But, well, Syracuse isn't necessarily bad. They're just not necessarily good. They're the middle of the pack. Pitt looking good. That run game, Desmond Reed, shout out Western Carolina University. He is a transfer from there. Now, Pitt's defense is extremely good. And you know what? That could be a concern for SMU, who had 6 turnovers against Duke. Again, I don't think they won it. I think Duke lost it. Pitt, of course, being undefeated, and SMU, their only loss being against BYU, only by 3 in week 2. But that loss seems to be pretty good considering BYU's top 10. Mason, who you got going this game?
So you've literally got the team who just turned the ball over 6 times offensively coming up against the team who just caused 5 turnovers against Syracuse on defense. They got 4 interceptions. 3 of them run back for pick sixes. I mean, I'm watching this game like, dude, is Kyle McCord ever going to throw to one of his own guys? And I mean, he did have a couple interceptions too that batted up passes. When we had a discussion about that at the beginning of the season, actually, whether or not they should go against the quarterback. Kind of decided that it should go. It should go on the quarterback if it's a clean interception. But if he throws into coverage and it gets bobbled, it's anyway. Man, I think that's a really big stat, though. I think that it's you have a team who is prone to turning the ball over versus a team who is prone to getting turnovers. I think Pitt's the tougher team here. Give me Pitt to win. With the spread being 7.5, I definitely think that, obviously if I'm picking Pitt, they're going to cover. So I got Pitt to win and cover. But I think Pitt probably wins by 14. I think it's that kind of game. This game is at SMU. That's pretty much the only thing in its favor. I think that, Desmond Reed is a dog. Eli Holstein, dog. I think that, even in the games that where they've gotten shut down, like when they played UNC, their defense really did shut down a lot of what Pitt was trying to do and made it a close game. But Pitt was still able to come out on top. So, I think that, they've kind of had that gritty win that's given this some experience. And I think they're going to need it this week because I think it's going to be a close one until the end where Pitt's going to come out with it. So give me Pitt to win.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, at SMU, Pitt, again, who have they played yet? Not necessarily anybody exciting yet. I mean, West Virginia, Syracuse, who else? No one really. But, SMU, great loss against, not a great loss. I wouldn't put it that way, but they had a close loss against BYU, who is currently in the top 10. Whether we believe that is right or not wrong, because the AP is kind of nuts right now, I'm going to go ahead and say Pittsburgh in this game, only because I feel like SMU is on a little bit of a downhill slide. I will also say I'm probably picking Pitt because I need SMU to lose. So then it's Clemson, Miami on top of the ACC. There's no tiebreaker for the second place thing. And I really don't want Pitt to win because then they have momentum going into the game against Clemson. But I'm not too worried about that. So...
Yeah, so I've gone back and forth all episode. I've kind of glanced down at this game because honestly, I haven't known which way to go. I really, 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 Mason, the boys can tell you, especially Mason, that I had Syracuse on Thursday night against Pitt, and I was very, very, very sorely mistaken. I don't plan on making that mistake again. Give me the Panthers on Saturday, a TBD triple pick. Also, shout out Eli for that was my transfer QB in CFP 25, won a natty with me at LSU. So he holds some records now in the video game. So Eli's a dog. I like Pittsburgh in this game, probably by a touchdown, maybe 10. Give me a TBD triple pick. I like Pitt to go into Texas and get this win. So, yeah, give me the Panthers.